guys. All right. You know, how's it going? This Starship Trooper bit I was trying to play. That's a good example of a song that I learned when I was like really young, and I probably figured it out all wrong. Like if I went back and learned it now, I would hear all the things that I missed when I tried to learn it when I was a kid. I might do that just because that's a great riff. There's a lot of great riffs in that stuff. Everyone, I mean, somebody asked me the other day, hi guys, sorry, it's Uncle Larry. I always have to do my introduction. Welcome to the Homeskoolin program. Somebody asked in the comment bin, the VCB, the other day, are you a Steve Howe fan? And I said, what? I mean, haven't you been watching? Have I not made it clear enough how much I love Steve? Steve Howe is probably my biggest guitar influence of my entire life. I probably stole more shit from him. I'm gonna put this amp on standby. Oh, hear that? I'll show you in a minute why everything's so noisy. Yeah, Steve Howe, I mean, I stole more shit from him than anybody growing up. I mean, he was a huge influence on me. I learned all this stuff wrong, of course, because I was still young. I was probably 14, 15 when I was figuring that stuff out. But you know what I loved about Steve Howe, and I've talked about this before, he could blend so many different styles into rock music, you know? I mean, for example, in that one song, Starship Trooper, you've got, you know, trippy ambient stuff. You've got the acoustic bit in the middle where he gets into all that Travis picking. And then you've got, you know, he even gets into some crazy jazz shit at times, you know, with that sort of mellow Wes Montgomery neck pickup tone. He was great, man. I mean, really adventurous player, very angular, hard to imitate, Steve Howe. Lord, just this fountain of ideas too, boy. I mean, if he's going to give you a Steve Howe if you want it. Lord. Can you imagine being in a band with that guy? Hey guys, what do you think about this? And then he plays all this shit. You're just like, okay, Steve, that's great, man. Not afraid to like play a lot and really make a big statement, you know? I mean, that guitar playing on their version of America by Paul Simon, that shit's fucking raging, man. If you haven't heard that, and I think the best thing he ever played, personally, and I'm a huge fan, and I'm not saying that everything he played wasn't great, but the guitar playing on the track Close to the Edge is just, the opening bit is just mind-blowing. It's astounding. Not just the tone, but just how fucking ferocious it was. I mean, just on stun, right out of the gate, just coming out, just blasting, man. And so creative and so original. I mean, you know, fucking great, man. He's got nothing on C.C. DeVille, though. But I'm just saying, he's a bad motherfucker. You might be saying, well, Larry, that was a pretty cool flange sound you had going there on the intro. What the hell was that? Well, friends, today's episode is all about flange. I'm going to show you 3 classic flangers. Since I did phase yesterday, this is my all-time favorite flanger. What is this thing called? FL 305 Ibanez from the 70s. God damn, this thing sounds good. You just heard that. Now I'm going to give you a little taste of, I got 2 Electric Mistresses, old ones. This one is rare blue graphics. Very rare. And this one is more traditional green graphics. Let me put this guy away real quick. I'm gonna plug into this blue one. This blue one is pretty rad. I need to get this little power supply thing here. How's everybody doing out there? Thanks for coming out tonight. You know, people they do that nervous talk on gigs when they're trying to tune their guitar. And, you know, they're just trying to entertain. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Really appreciate y'all coming. While they're endlessly twiddling their tuners. Okay, I'm gonna try the blue electro-harmonics. All these old flangers are noisy. They have a host of really cool little sounds that come with. Hear that? Yeah, like spaceship noises. Okay, let's see what we got. Volume pedal goes up. That's my flange face. A little less gain on this guy. That's what I love about that Ibanez. It doesn't eat so much signal. But that's lovely though. I mean, I wish you guys could be in the room hearing all this shit. I know it doesn't translate over the phone. That's lovely. All right, let's try this green one. See what it does. Larry's all about hot swapping. I don't ever bother to unplug anything when I'm or turn the amps off on standby when I'm passing shit. I'm a hot swapper. All right, here we go. Green one, here it comes. See, I like that sound. A lot of people can't stand that, but I like it. That might be even better. All right, guys. 6th fret of the G string. What note is this? If you had to think for more than 0.2 seconds, you're not doing your homework. What note is this? 14th fret of the B string. This is that thing. Amazing. Which one do you like better, green one or the blue one? I kind of like the green one personally, but what the hell do I know? I'm just an aging session man. People say, "What's in the black cup, Larry?" They say that a lot. What's in the black cup? So I got a few questions in the VCB. This fella that watches the show, he reached out. His name is Ben, and he reached out, sent an email, and he had these old pictures of an old Les Paul Flametop Sunburst, and he said, "This is your guitar." The original owner, black and white photo of a kid, obviously in the late 50s, holding the guitar, and it has these mailbox letters right under the toggle switch, which is what mine had. My serial number is 86785, right, on my 58. Always known as the mailbox letter burst. Okay, so, and then he sent a photo of it that was supposedly taken like 15 years ago, where the guitar still had a ton of red around the edges, and you could clearly see the imprint of those mailbox letters. See, by the time I've got it, which was 2020, the guitar had lost all its red, and you can barely see those mailbox letter imprints, right? If you looked at the guitar, you'd never know they were there unless I pointed it out, right? But that guitar will always be known as the mailbox letter burst, not the Bukovac burst, sadly, because the mailbox thing precedes that. It's more important. But man, I'll show you those photos. I'll put them up at the end of the video. Pretty cool. I don't know how he knew it was my guitar. Pretty creepy. But you know, those things are bigger than all of us. Those bursts. They've been around. Before I bought that guitar, it lived a million lives. If you think about it, you know. I have no idea. You know, I know a little about who owned it, maybe, but you know, you think about the lives that these guitars have lived. This thing, 62 Gretsch White Falcon. Where the fuck has this thing been? in all these years. Imagine buying this guitar new in 1962. I mean, you must have been pimping, man. I'll take that one. It's like Mom was like, what? You want that one? Yeah, that thing's rad. Like, this thing is fucking crazy, man. Look at this white back pad. What a crazy guitar. These are rare as hell. But it's an amazing guitar. I love it. I fell in love with it the first second I saw it because it's just so outrageous. But Lord knows where this thing's been, right? Who the fuck owned this thing? You know, there's not many of these around. This first year double cut. You can't like really find one of these in every music store in America, you know? Okay, a couple questions in the VCB. Hey, Tom, did you get a new neon light? Yes, absolutely I did, because all the old ones I've had have broken. Leo threw a ball and broke my Mickey's sign. He said, Dad, I was like taking a nap in there, and he came walking. He goes, Dad, he's so sweet. God, he goes, I gotta tell you something. I said, what happened, buddy? And he's like, I broke your thing. I threw a ball. And I was like, what thing, bud? He goes, I don't know what it is. It looks like a butterfly. What a sweetheart. God. And I said, oh. And then I walked out a bit later and I saw what he was talking about. I was like, damn, I wish he wouldn't have broke that. But I got another one. You can buy these cheap, man. These neon lights. I think it's less than $200 on the eBay. You know what I love about a neon light in your kitchen? Nothing says, I'm proud to be an unmarried bachelor, like having a neon light in your kitchen. I love that. Okay, so let's get into the little VCB. All right, Larry. Hey, Larry, why doesn't anybody like Guilds? Look, it's not fair to say that nobody likes Guilds. Guild, I don't know why. Guild guitars, who was there for the whole thing, the American guitar explosion. I mean, making guitars in New York and New Jersey in the 50s, you know, handmade, beautiful instruments, right? But for some reason, nobody gives a shit. You know, why is a Gretsch so much more desirable than a Guild? You know, because they're really similar. As a matter of fact, the Guild workmanship is way better than these things. These things were like built by monkeys. The workmanship on these old Gretches is a joke. And I'm no offense to anybody, but they're very poorly made. And Guilds are way better made. So why is this guitar 10 times as much as an old Guild of that era, right? So let's think about that. They never really had any key endorsers, really. You know, Jerry Garcia played the Starfire for a minute. You know, a couple of the Jefferson Airplane guys played them. You know, Kate Mouth Brown played a T-Bird, I think he did. Not a lot of, nobody ever just came out and just was like, here's my fucking Guild. You know, there was never any, they just never had any kind of like real key endorsements. But I like Guilds personally. I've owned a bunch of Guilds. I've always said a Guild Starfire is a very underrated instrument. As a matter of fact, I would still to this day say that a 60s Guild Starfire is the best bang for the buck in the vintage guitar world. You can buy a nice Starfire for under $3,000, like a 60, 65 or 64, and it's a badass guitar, man. Those pickups, those little mini humbuckers they got are fantastic sounding. Tons of character. Great for recording. I used them for years. I love them. I don't have one anymore, but I've owned a bunch of them. They made some fine acoustics, you know. I always wanted one of those really pimped out jumbo 12-string acoustics, but I never had one. But one of these days I'm going to get one. I've had a lot of Guild acoustics. They were very popular when I was a kid. As a matter of fact, my brother had a music store where that was the only franchise they had was Guild when I was a kid. And, so I'm very familiar with Guilds, and I love them. All right, but I don't know. I don't know why they never took off, you know. No one cares still to this day. You'd think that they would be, there's a couple models that are collectible, like, you know, Dwayne Eddies are pretty big money, Artist Awards, you know, T-Birds are kind of pricey, but just still never even touched Fender, Gretsch, or Gibson even close, you know. It's weird. Hey, Tom, Why is it absolutely impossible to find old Marshalls now? Man, I don't know, but it is. I mean, if you wanted a Plexi and you don't have one by now, that ship has sailed. They're impossible to find. Anything you'll ever find on Reverb or eBay is all monkeyed up, changed transformers. To find a clean, original Plexi with no bullshit, impossible. It's completely impossible. I used to buy them. I found them, thank God I've got a few that I've held on to, but they are made of pure unobtainium right now. And no one's going to get any more old Marshalls. They just don't exist. Okay, I got a couple other things here. Hey, Tom, Peter Gabriel or Roman Gabriel? Man, I got to go with Peter on that one. I love Roman Gabriel, but, you guys know Peter Gabriel is my all-time music idol. Boz Scaggs or Boz Burrell? That's tough. Love them both. Probably Boz Burrell for me personally. What do you guys think? Okay, Tom. Hey, Tom. Kenny Rogers or Kenny Anderson? You know Kenny Anderson, famous 70s quarterback for the Steelers or for the Bengals. Kenny Rogers or Kenny Anderson? I love Kenny Rogers. I've worked with Kenny several times. He's a lovely guy. Man, that's tough because I'm a big Kenny Anderson fan too. I got to go Kenny Rogers on that one. Brian Epstein or Brian Sipe? Damn, you guys are killing me with these. Love them both. Man, I mean, he was the quarterback of the Cardiac Kids when I was a young boy. From a very rare set of Topps Mexican football cards, this is an 81, I think, or 82, and the Browns are called the Cafes. On this some viewer sent that. Very cool, Mexican football. Who would have thunk it? Hey, Tom, Peter Wolf. Well, I got to decide. All right, Brian Epstein or Brian Sipe? Damn, that's hard. Brian Epstein, probably. I mean, he was very influential. Peter Wolf or Wolf Marshall? Damn, you're killing me. I love Peter Wolf. I mean, I don't know Wolf Marshall, but I'm going to go with Peter Wolf on that one. Okay, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys didn't view this as a total waste of time. I really appreciate all the PayPal donations. You guys have been sending Venmo. I appreciate it. I try to respond to each one individually, and man, it's very cool. Thank you guys for continuing the fun. Hope you have a nice weekend. For now, Uncle Larry. I'm going to post that Groons video later. I'm going to try to get that. We did an hour-long video yesterday with a very special guest. All right, guys. Peace out.